Okay, today we're going to take a look at Everlong by the Foo Fighters. This one's pretty cool. It's not quite in a standard tuning, so what we're going to do first is tune up. I'd like you to tune to my guitar. Here's my lowest string, the 6th string. Here's the 5th string. Here's the 4th string. The 3rd string, the 2nd string, and the 1st string. So we're actually tuned a little bit off of a regular E pitch, and the lowest string, the 6th string, is going to be tuned just like the 4th string. So we're kind of in a D tuning here. With that in mind, let's go ahead now and start learning the song. Alright, we're going to start with the intro and verse riff to Everlong. Let's go ahead now and figure out how this whole thing works. It all starts with a chord that looks like this. And this is a power chord starting on the 9th fret. Your first finger is going to be on the 9th fret of the 5th string, and your 3rd finger is going to be on the 11th fret of the 4th string. And we're going to have an open E string in there. Now our pattern to this is going to go bass, bass, chord, bass, chord, chord, bass, chord, bass, bass, chord, bass, chord, 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 bass. Did you catch all that? Let me go through it again for you, so you can probably get a pencil and write it down here, because I know it's rather lengthy. I'll take it nice and slow. It goes bass, bass, chord, bass, chord, chord, bass, chord, bass, bass, chord, bass, chord, 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 bass. And when I'm hitting the bass notes, I'm just hitting the low 6th string, and then the chord is the 4th and 5th string together. So we're going to do that one time through. Then we're going to move our first finger over here to the 9th fret on the 6th string, and we're going to do the same pattern. It's going to sound like this. So when we put it all together, we get this. Down here to the 5th fret, same chord shape we just saw up here on the 9th. Pattern here is going to be a little bit different. It's going to go. And what I did there was 2 bass, chord, 3 bass chord. And then 1 more bass, and then we're going to move that whole chord up to 9th and do that same pattern a few times. And what I'm doing there is rotating 3 bass notes with 1 chord. So we have when we put the whole thing together, we get this. And then it all starts over after that. Now, there's also a guitar that comes in, sounds something like this. Which is a heavier guitar part that comes in over the main riff that we use for the intro and the chorus. And that whole thing starts down here. This is a really odd sounding chord. You're going to use your first finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string and your 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and we're going to mute the 5th string with the edge of our first finger, and it's going to sound like this, really weird. On its own, that isn't much. So that we do that chord, and then it's slid up here to our power chord shape on the 9th fret. So we're going to have index finger 9th fret, and third finger on 11th fret. And by the way, that's an F sharp chord. This is an F sharp over a G sharp. From there we go to this chord here, which is our first finger, barring all of the strings, the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings on the 9th fret, down to 5th, and then back up to 9th. So what I'll do is I'll play that part along with the music once for you really quick here so that you can see how that heavy part comes along and fits in. It all fits together. And by the way, when this gets heavier, that's just under the verse. So we're using that same riff I just taught you all the way through the verse. Let's go on and check out the second guitar that plays along. Okay, here's the bridge to Everlong by Foo Fighters, and what I'm going to do is play it along with the music. So there it is along with the music. As you might have noticed, it's the same sequence 3 times in a row. And what we're doing here is we have a set of octaves along with some open strings, like so. So we have an open 4th string and an open 6th string, along with our octave, which is going to be our first finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string, and third finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. And then we follow it up with this chord here. So let's just take a look at the octave for a minute. We're just going to throw out the 2 open notes and put those back in later. Like I said, it all starts on the 4th fret with that octave. We're going to strum these in 3s. And so what I'm doing here is 3 on 4th fret, move the whole thing up to 5th fret, then to 7th, 9th, and then we're going to quick do another 9, 10, 12, 1 strum of each of those. So when we put the whole sequence together, we have this 4, 5, 7, 9, 9, 10, 12, and our final chord is going to look like this. And what that is we're just going to use our third finger still on the 3rd string, slide it down here to 9th fret. First finger bars 6th, 5th, and 4th on 7th fret, and our chord is going to sound like this. And we're going to strum that once, and then the lower strings 6 times. So when we put the whole thing together, now I'm going to throw in my open notes. And then the last time we just kind of land up here on the 12th fret and then go into the chorus, which we'll cover next. Alright, so there it is. There's the bridge. Let's move along to the chorus. Okay, this is the second guitar part in Everlong. I'm going to play it along with the music for you. I've picked out a section of the music that it is the most prevalent in, that being after the first verse. They kind of turn it up a notch so you can hear it a little better. It actually happens throughout the whole song. It's kind of low in the mix, but it adds to that kind of grungy effect of the tune. Really cool guitar part, and very easy to play too. It adds to some thickness of the song. And it's going to be up here on the 9th fret. I'll play it along with the music for you once so you can get a feel for it. And then we'll go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to use our first finger barring the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, and our third finger on the 11th fret of the 4th string. So we have this. Another odd sounding chord. And our pattern is going to go from this chord to applying our pinky on the 11th fret of the 3rd string. And what we're going to do is do 3 of these, and then a pinky, no pinky, pinky. So the whole thing looks like this. And these are short little chords. They're not going to be like strummed. They got to be. something like that. So we have just like so. And that happens twice. Then we're going to move our third finger down here, and our first finger also down as well, maintaining the same proximity, like a power chord type thing, down to the 5th fret and 7th fret respectively. And then our second finger is going to come over here to the 6th fret on the 3rd string. And we're going to have a chord that sounds like this. Another kind of sour sounding chord on its own, but it adds a lot of depth and dissonance to the song, so it sounds pretty cool when played along with the other guitar part. And we're going to do 4 of those short little strokes. Then back up to here, and we do 2 of these. Then a little. So that last part was 4 of these. Back up to here. So when we put the whole thing together, we get this. That's going to be our second guitar part, and like I said, this is played not only during the interlude that I just kind of played, because I cranked it up into music so you could hear it a little better there, and it's also played throughout the whole tune to add depth to the song. So there it is. Let's move along now to the next part of the song. Okay, here's the chorus to Everlong by Foo Fighters. So there's that. It all starts up here on the 9th fret, barring the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings with your first finger. And we're going to do 1 of those, and then another 6 quick ones. So it's long, short, 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 short. Same thing on the 5th fret. Then we move over here to a power chord shape on the 5th fret, root on the 5th string. So we have 5th fret, 7th fret, and 7th fret on the 4th and 3rd strings using our 3rd and pinky. And then the strum for that is going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So when we put the whole thing together, we have this. And we're going to do that 3 times. Fourth time, or 3rd time, at the end of it rather, we're going to move to 7th fret on 6th, 5th, and 4th strings with our first finger. And the lyrics there, so you can kind of pick it out a little better, that's the part where he goes, only thing I ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say when. And then they come out of it on the 5th fret here with 3 bass notes and 1 chord in between each 3. And then from there it's back into our verse riff. So one more time, it's going to go. And then back to the verse. So there's our chorus. Let's move along to the next part of the song.